Well, Joe. Here we are. Back again, dude. Sunday session time, man. You looking forward to it?
I am.
I know you love the music. It just makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside, right?
Sure.
If that's what we're going to call it.
Yeah.
Look at that smile. That's either the smile of a man that's really faking it or somebody that's really stoned. It could be both.
Or neither.
Or neither. How you doing, dude?
I'm doing all right. How you doing, man?
Getting there, man. Getting there. End to another crazy week in the Matrix. Every week gets crazier, dude.
Or perhaps the start of a new one.
Oh, it's definitely going to be the start of a weird and wonderful week here in the UK.
How do you overcome a week where you've interviewed Ike?
I honestly don't know.
Yeah, kind of tough.
It's a hard act to follow. However, you know how we always continuously try to raise the bar? That's what we'll keep on trying to do, Joe. That's what we'll try and do, man.
Excellent. I saw some good pictures coming out of Contact in the Desert.
Really?
Matter of fact, Rob Skiba's there.
Cool, man.
Yeah, he took a picture with Giorgio
Tzoukalos. Does he still look like he ate the ancient alien?
It looks like he spent a little too much time at Krispy Kreme.
Yep.
But still the same Giorgio, it looks like. And it's funny because Skiba's like antimatter to Giorgio. You know, they're about as at opposite ends of the spectrum as you'll ever see. You know?
Yeah.
But there they were, man, taking pictures. And so that's some of the good stuff that comes out of that Contact in the Desert, of course, is, you know, the networking that goes on. And also, most people find the ability to get by their differences. As a matter of fact, it ends up being a great way to discuss things and debate things. And you end up coming away feeling, better. And at least in my humble opinion, you come away more enriched than you did when you got there. Hopefully, that's kind of the whole purpose of those kinds of events.
I know recently I've almost been like the guy that pishes in the punch bowl, when it comes to like naming, shaming and pointing the finger. But you're so right there, because I looked at the lineup and in all honesty, there would be so much there that would interest me that I wouldn't have to spend 1 second of my attention, should be spent on anything like that. And I've had the experience of going to a Bilderberg in the past, that carnival one they had in England, and it's the networking, Joe. You're absolutely right, and it's the people that you physically meet. And again, it's nice to know that you aren't alone. I mean, I know we all know we're not going mad. We know that by now. However, it's just nice to be around like-minded people, hear different opinions, not read them on social media. It's a different dynamic, that real-world element, Joe. It
really is, and I think you hit it right on the head there. It's a very isolating feeling to
big time
be doing this kind of stuff. So to be around like-minded people certainly gives you a bit of a boost, kind of like the founding fathers did here in the United States back around the late 1700s. None of those guys saw eye to eye. As a matter of fact, they were very opposite end of the spectrum, a lot of them. But look at what came out of that.
Yep.
A lot of things happen, a lot of cool things happen. And powerful as a result of them kind of getting together. So who knows, when you put that kind of brain power in the same room, interesting things can happen and materialize.
And obviously there was that revelation by Ryan yesterday that one of the insiders, shall we say,
if you will,
that's beside the insider's insider, Corey Good and David Wilcock, character called Emery Smith. Now, I don't really know too much about him, but Ryan was telling us on the show here that he has a recording of him saying that basically, he was threatened with violence if he was ever to speak out against the cult, as we've been calling
give me
them.
A new pair of shoes, if you know what I mean.
And it was King Sweet in the chat room was saying, do you think this could be some elaborate ruse, some kind of double bluff to make Ryan maybe look bad, something like that? And it just doesn't logically, I can't play out a scenario in my mind, because Ryan, he's very careful, very professional, so he wouldn't have kind of set Emery up. He wouldn't have kind of made this up on just the fly or just a couple of things that Emery said. And if it's come from Emery Smith saying this and Ryan's got it recorded, and I have no reason to doubt Ryan, he'll be playing that on his show, then I just can't see how that being injected into the kind of social media stream, because that's where it's going to be fought out. That's where people will talk about this. I can't see how that can be spun to make the Wilcox side of things look good. But that's just my way of thinking. And these people, these professional con artists, they're about 10 steps ahead of me. So I could be wrong, Joe. But I think that's going to be more prevalent, more frequent as we go forward in time. As this kind of, this one corner, this cult that gets exposed, people that have been on the inside of it, they'll probably want to come forward, A, for damage control for themselves, and B, because they've got a story to tell, Joe. So we've got to keep an open mind, though, when we hear these stories as well, because, again, we don't know what exactly is going on here. And my time observing all of this, it's the weirdest, wackiest reality TV show being played out on the internet right now. It truly is. So I don't know.
It's a bluff within a bluff within a bluff.
Wrapped within a blue avian egg.
A blue avian chicken egg.
It could be, dude. It could be. I honestly don't know anymore. That's what I'm saying. You know, it's that convoluted and twisted, and there's that many people with an angle and an agenda. I surely don't know. I really don't, dude. But it's going to be interesting to see what they say when that comes out.
As the con turns, I don't know, or as the cookie crumbles, I don't know, what would you call that? It certainly is an interesting tale that's being kind of spun, a web, if you will. But these things happen all the time, especially, well, here's the thing. My only problem is that here recently you've had somehow these cons actually gain a lot of traction and a lot of followers. You know, it's almost Jonestown type of stuff that you're seeing. And I thought that people learned and figured this stuff out a long time ago. I'm very, I just find it hard to believe that so many people are getting rooked in.
I know.
Especially after all of these other cons that have happened over the last 10 to 15 years as technology's advanced and people have figured out more and more ways to take advantage of people via these electronic means. I just find it hard to believe that they still gain traction. I do.
And a big shout out to my brother, Unirock. Watched him streaming. I caught up with it today. 4 hours he was on a stream for yesterday. And basically because of, naming and shaming these people, Joe. And it's the weirdest kind of time to be on YouTube ever. It truly, truly is. So a big shout out to Uni. And Uni was talking about maybe me going on to hang out on there on a stream. I think we'll bring Uni over here. We'll stream on here, get him away from all that drama that unfolds over on Unirock and all the attacks with the bots that his chat room gets. Our chat room will probably get attacked with the bots when Uni comes over, but that's okay, because he's a friend and we can deal with that. But Joe, we've got some weird and wonderful stuff happening in the UK this week. But before I get there, let me remind everyone, you can see Kristen in the chat room. She'll probably fire off some of our really cool user emojis in a moment, and that's one way you can support the channel. If you want to open up the emojis, all you got to do is become a member. Now, I can't promise you that we're going to be making any Hollywood style productions here on the channel. What you see is what you get, and if you like that, that's one way you can support me. Or there's also PayPal links, Super Chat, and various other ways in the description as well. So with that out of the way, Joe, I think we have to get to the craziest haircut of the week, right?
Wow, that was hands down the craziest haircut of the week.
What the hell is going on here, folks?
Obviously, there's something. I mean, what is he trying to prove? I have no idea. Hey, one thing on that other topic that we were talking about, that Brain wanted me to make a point here.
The Brain.
Is that, we could also be dealing with the fact that you have a new generation that's really, that's now becoming adults, and they've been in the social media sphere now a little bit as teenagers, but becoming adults, and they don't know or haven't known life since or prior to 9/11. And that whole culture, the culture or the current culture is very different to that of pre 9/11. You know, so they have no idea. You know, when it comes to fighting for their rights, they really don't know things about that. They don't understand some of the very nuanced ways that you can get rooked, because they're kind of in that, you know, they're just kind of starting to get their footing underneath them. So you have like this whole new generation entering that sphere that, you know, that were basically raised up as slaves, and they will follow. They'll follow people like that. So it's crazy. I hope they don't follow him for a freaking style haircut. Oof.
This is what happens when you're about to get your, or when you're about to kiss the Queen's ass, dude.
He looks like Barry Melrose, almost, former NHL coach that just won't let his mullet go. Same thing here, you know. It's look at the back there. You know, you get a little perm going back there. He's got a hell of a mullet potential.
It's
what do you think?
I always used to think it was actually a fake hairdo, like some kind of toupee, something like that, because it's always been ridiculous, right?
It's not a toupee. It's not a toupee.
Hey, listen, dude, I'm with you there. It's not a toupee.
But he has had scalp reduction surgery. And that basically is where they sew a bald spot together.
That's why his hairline is at
his
eyebrows.
So Ann said that's why his hairline's at his eyebrows. It's gone.
Oh, hang on. I'm just going to try and pipe something in here.
What you doing?
Okay.
Featuring Doc Wallach and the Yeehaw Gang.
Hang on now. Let me pipe.
And what are we piping in?
We'll see. Wait a minute. We'll see. Hang on. We'll see here.
Yeah. I'm singing it. Ryan Gable is jumping. So, we're getting ready to leave.
Hoping I'd make it in.
Yeah, we're getting ready to leave the airport, go to the airport and leave this place. But we had a lot of fun. And got to meet a lot of interesting people.
We made $5. $5.
We made $5. And that's about all we made. No, we made a little bit of money, I guess. I don't know. I'm not one to brag. But
did he honestly just go $5 long time?
He did. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. $5 long time loving.
Grandpa's kid, dog, grandmother, the whole bit.
You even signed an autograph for my baby.
I signed an autograph for his baby Fox.
And of course, a big, huge thank you to Ryan there for his coverage from Contact. Or Con in the desert, depending what side of the fence you come from. But yeah, and of course, Clyde Lewis there, Joe, you know. Can you say? Bit of Clyde. Yes. Joe's all muted up with no place to go.
Yes, indeed. No, that place is definitely cool. I'm so glad that Ryan's getting that experience.
Oh, big time, dude. It's like we said before, he's in his 20s, man. He's going to be like 20 years from now, he'll be the OG of the alt media.
I know. It's good to see.
I know I only look as if I'm 25, folks. I get that. I know it's so hard for me to live with this Peter Pan kind of complex.
How do you figure that, dude?
Dude, look at this thing, man. Look at it.
Yeah, you know. I feel kind of crazy because, you know, I got a son not much younger, almost the same age as Ryan.
I thought you were going to say almost the same age as me, and I was going to say, bloody hell, who are you? Codename Methuselah?
Methuselah.
No, I mean, fuck's sake, Joe.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, that's kind of crazy.
Let's see.
Time flies, buddy. Time flies.
More here on the Trumpster. Donald Trump is showing off a slick new hairdo, scaredo more like, as he prepares to meet the Queen during his first official state visit to the UK. The US president's new look, no doubt, achieved with copious amounts of gel or styling products, a far cry from its yellow bouffant.
What do you think prompted the change, honestly?
Maybe he got threatened with like life in the Tower of London if he was to bring that like alien life form into the palace with him.
You think Melania had anything to do with that?
Melania can have absolutely anything to do with anything, in my opinion. Although I do think if you actually went for dinner at the White House, I reckon if you should probably be sitting there having her dinner in her peas, she'd probably be writing, help me, rescue me. Because there's no way on this God's earth he would ever get her unless he kidnapped her, right?
Absolutely. Or, you have billions of dollars. But, I mean, the hair could be just like a spousal thing. They're going, come on, Donnie boy, what are you doing?
Imagine,
you gotta kind of,
imagine she left him. Imagine she left him because he sorted the hair, dude.
The bouffant,
man.
It's just time for it to go bye-bye. Look at, he kind of is trying to look like a Don right now, like a real one. Slicking his hair back.
Maybe he heard that Camilla liked his hair, and just in case Camilla made a move for him over dinner, he thought,
You
"Fuck
think he's
that."
trying to muscle in on Camilla?
No, I think he's trying to run for the hills from Camilla. He's thinking, if she likes my hairdo, I'm getting rid of that right away.
Oh, kind of like that. It's like a litmus test. If Camilla likes it, ditch it.
Camilla, dude, come on, man.
Camilla, Godzilla. That's what she looks like.
The Duchess of wrinkly faces.
Oh, man. She's like the Marlboro woman.
Yeah, and folks, it's okay for us Brits to really take ad hominem strikes at the royal family. After all, we do pay for that lifestyle that they're accustomed to, so I think that gives us free rein when it comes to abusing the royals, Joe.
I think so, too.
Absolutely.
I absolutely think so, but so many people kiss their ass, and I can't figure out why that is.
It's craziness. It's craziness.
Like, I would love to have a hidden cam somewhere in your neck of the woods and then be just like, hey, Queenie, I'm going to call in a favor. I need you to go knock on Kev Baker's front door.
Did you really
show up?
Did you
and
really
then I
just
want
call
to
her?
see how you like get on one knee and start like fucking worshiping her right at that. Oh yes, Queen Elizabeth.
Right. Me and you are gonna fall out here soon.
I'm just saying. I'd love to have a hidden camera there.
It took me all my time to swear an oath to a picture of the old battle axe when I was joining the army, dude. It broke every kind of Scottish sinew in my body to do that. It really did.
Have you ever seen her in person?
No, I have not. Princess Anne, seen her. Yeah. One time, yeah, we had to paint the roads black and the grass green.
You had to paint the ceremonial painting of the roads.
Ceremonial painting of the
by
roads.
By cracky, there's royalty coming. Princess Anne's coming.
Yep.
Paint the roads, by God.
Yeah. That's about it, man.
She needs bright yellow lines, by God. The Queen does. She can't see them. She needs bright yellow.
Of course she can, dude. Reptiles can see well in the dark, don't you? That's just a ruse.
I don't know. I hear you don't want to be in the passenger seat with the Queen, and it's not because she can't drive. It's because she can. I've heard she tears it up.
Well, what do you do?
In her Land Rover.
Yeah, do you go for a death ride with her, or do you get the chauffeur that Diana got lumped with? Either way, you're better off walking.
Is it a death ride, or maybe after you leave, you break out the flask and be like, "Hey, Queenie, come on, let's make this real interesting. Come on."
You reckon she's like batshit crazy, like behind closed doors? As soon as like the cameras are away, she's got the hip flask out and just getting mad.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking she pulls it out, a little belt, and then
out with
off to the races, dude.
The gospel according to Crowley.
Dude, she's out there hunting. She's been known to hunt. I'll bet you she can gut a deer pretty well. Pulls the guts right out of their ass, right? There it is. There's Queen Elizabeth there gutting the deer. Holy shit! You got reporters over there, and there's the Queenie pulling the guts right out of their asshole. And then afterwards, she pulls out Martha Washington's cookbook. Hey, look at this, old Martha. She knew what the fuck she was doing. They're making some cock water.
Holy
right, right for old Philip. Philip needs a little jolt every once in a while.
And I thought I was bad.
So there's old Phil. Hey, make me some of that there cock water there.
Don't worry, dude. I will show us haggis been cooked later on, right? Oh, this will make you want some, Joe. But I tell you what, right? Maybe.
We can watch somebody cook haggis?
Oh, yeah, prepared by a 5-star Michelin chef, no less.
No, we want to see one made by some sort of greasy...
oh, no, dude, you don't want that.
Vendor.
Do you reckon when Trump's over, he might be taking a look at this place?
Look,
Boleskine House. Do you reckon he might buy Boleskine House, dude?
If I was having Trump over, first of all, yeah, maybe you should hold... First of all, that would be a great place to hold the summit. If I was doing it, that would be the place. Oh, no, Donnie. No. We're doing this. This has historical significance. So we're going to hold it at Boleskine House.
Boleskine?
That's right. That's how we Americans say it.
Oh,
so we're
dude.
gonna have this summit over at Balskin House, and then we'll have haggis for like the main course. And then that's kind of the way we'll roll. And he'll have to play it off cool, because that's the way. Hey, yeah, that's
How cool would it be
classy Brits do it?
if Bilderberg came to Boleskine? How cool would that be, dude? Bilderberg, go to Boleskine.
I can tell you this. I think that would be the one place where you could keep it secret.
Check this out, right? Look at this place. Look how ravished it is. I mean, it's barely even any walls standing, right? If you just
was it like that when you visited it?
Yeah, dude. But if you come here, just at this bit of the house, that's where everything, there's like the fire stops, and then there's like a perfect bedroom and another room that's perfectly not touched with smoke or anything. And that's when you come to find out that's Crowley's old bedroom where he done the magic. It's crazy. But how much do you think for that? I mean, how much? Roughly, I mean,
you
look
mean
at
it's
this.
For sale right now?
Yeah, it's under offer, dude. How much do you think people are like queuing up to pay for that? And trust me, they're queuing up to pay for it because of its history, dude.
Really, I'd say how big's the plot of land?
Oh, there's a good bit of land because you've got the land that goes over the road to the cemetery in front of it. There's like a graveyard and an outhouse. Exactly, dude. And then there's like up that hill behind it. There's a good bit of land as well. So there is land. So yeah,
ton of land. So you're talking ton of land in Scotland. Oh man, that's got to be probably 10 million?
No, dude, 200,000.
200,000? That's it?
Yeah, and in dollars. Hang on, I'll get that just now.
That's about 350.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh man.
The ruins of a fire-damaged mansion. Trust me, it's not a mansion. Whose previous owners included a notorious occultist and a rock guitarist are now under offer for a figure above the asking price. Boleskine House, overlooking Loch Ness, has been on the market at a price of more than £200,000.
See, I would think that the land is worth at least that.
Yeah, and it says the B-listed Georgian house near Foyers achieved notoriety when it became the home of Aleister Crowley, the self-proclaimed wickedest man on earth, in 1899, and was bought by rock guitar legend Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin fame in 1970. And then it was in December 2015 that it burnt to the ground.
Wow.
Crazy place, dude. Crazy place. And even talking about it just now, it's a weird feeling. It's one of those ones like reliving it again. Huh? It's
you don't have to do. I was kind of sort of there with you when you did it, and I'll tell you what. I noticed that from that day things were never the same.
Bear in mind, Anne got really close to the house, took one look in the bedroom, and that's when it got too dark for her.
Yeah.
And it was when we went into that bedroom, that's when shit really got strange, dude. Like stuff being thrown, whispering in the ear, and you're looking at the two dudes that were with me, and I'm thinking, right, they cannot be whispering in my ear. Just out of there. Gone, man. Yeah. But like you say, I mean, there's no way we can scientifically say that my luck took a downturn from that day, but it did. It did. So yeah, whoever buys that place, best of luck to them. Best of luck.
Well, you know what I would do, honestly, if I was to buy something like that, is I would instantly raise it and then like take the land underneath it, and I would get rid of it, and I'd bring in new soil.
I think you'd have to get Bill Bean to camp out for about a year and bless it daily.
Bill Bean there, just kind of, oh my gosh, just detoxing that place for a while, like a good spiritual detox.
Yep. Big time, dude. Big time.
Oh, yeah, no, that's bad stuff. So does it say who's lining up to buy that? I mean, is it anybody of any significance?
Well, when I said to Geordie for a joke, why don't you buy it? He didn't say no, did he? I'm only joking, but he didn't say no. But it says here, it won't tell you who. It says Fiddy Robertson, good Scottish name there, Big Fiddy. Fiddy Robertson, who leads the Galbraith residential sales team in Inverness, said, "This attraction to waterside property, I've never heard Crowley's gaff been described like that before, is a particularly evident trend at the moment throughout the whole region, and we are fortunate in this part of the world to have such a beautiful coastline. Bear in mind, it's not a coastline, it's the banks of a loch or a lake, as you would call it in America. Right. So it's not coastline, But it says sometimes applicants who register for property updates with us will note that they are especially interested in coastal or lochside homes. Well, this dude just isn't going to address the raging evilest man in the living room here, is he?
Mundane details, Kev. Really, truly mundane details.
Not good, and I get
when
it.
You're talking about the beautiful scenic loch and the fact that it's right on the banks of the loch. You know, you get personal service by Nessie herself. What more do you need? Don't get into the minutia of Aleister Crowley and stuff like that.
I
mean,
know.
Come on.
See what I mean? I've always got to be that guy that ruins things, man.
He was a crackpot. Don't worry about that. He's just one of the, what are you, a conspiracy theorist, Kev?
Conspiracy.
Oh my gosh. I mean, come on. Don't get people.
Hang on then. Let's see what the chat room are saying about Crowley.
Yeah, I'd really be interested to know.
Well, Amanda here says Inverness has a creepy heavy atmosphere about it. I didn't like it at all. Give you real bad luck. Amanda, you absolutely have been to Inverness then, because that place, it's like a dark cloud descends over it. My mum be listening just now. She'll be saying, that's awful saying that about Inverness. That's your hometown and things. Well, I'm just being honest. I really am. And I don't know if it's because I grew up there or what, Joe, but Inverness is like a weird little place, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is it kind of like the West Virginia of Scotland?
Oh, it was.
Ding, 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 ding.
No, dude.
So it's not like that, because I mean, I've heard some crazy tales of some sheep molestation. You know, some people talk about cattle mutilations and things like that, and you might find UFO evidence, but I know in that neck of the woods, it has more to do with sheep molestations and like.
You see, this is the thing that people will not really appreciate. I mean, the fact that Scotland has got the most UFO sightings per capita in the world.
Is it because there's sheep molestation going on?
Exactly,
and then they go like,
friend.
oh, but wait, well, look, a UFO.
You see, if we had a Linda Moulton Howe over here, she would have exposed the fact that this isn't human interference that's taking place with our woolly brethren. No, it's outside alien interference, Joe. And we, my friend, are a convenient straw man for the government to hide the relationship that they've got going on with inter-sheep species related aliens.
See, I think what it is more than anything else, it's more like, and then I say, halt, who goes there? Oh, look over there, it's a UFO.
Joe.
That's what it is. You guys all cry UFO whenever you get caught molesting a sheep.
Joe, don't be
and
making
that's why the numbers are up.
Don't be making noises like that on the stream. Save that for when we're in private, dude. Man. You're wrong in the head, dude. Wrong. But Epic Journeyman.
Oh my God.
Epic Journeyman says Billy Corrigan would buy it. Probably. Dick
Billy
Richards.
Corrigan, yeah, he'd probably buy it.
Dick Richards, use holy water to burn it. I think that's probably what somebody tried already. I don't even know the kind of story with the fire. Also, the dude from 9 Inch Nails. That sounds like your kind of banjo. Rub your like button already, just a guy.
Leprechaun sheep crossbreeds.
Nice.
Wow.
Somebody else says, seen many an odd object after too many scotch and water. Baba. Whiskey is actually an interdimensional lubricant. It takes.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is. It kind of smooths away from this world to a wonderful other world just beyond the ball.
Transport, if you will.
Oh, it is. It's like the boat from the Egyptian kind of myths and things. It takes you to the underworld, dude.
Epic Journeyman suspects that UFOs are attracted to bagpipes.
Oh, Kev has a pair of Velcro sheep love gloves. I used to, King Sweet. I used to, but then my friend stole them. I need to get them back. That's shocking, man. It's awful that I'm sat here having to make fun of myself. What is that all about, Joe?
So apparently, since we're talking about these crazy rituals that occur in Scotland and, cattle mutilations, these animals that have absolutely no blood in them, laser precision type surgery just found in their field. No one heard anything. No, no sort of evidence of any sort of like UFO-ery outside of this. But also here, these billionaires, they're trying to live forever with these blood transfusions, and also apocalypse insurance. Listen to this. Weird way tech billionaires are trying to live forever. This is the Sun. Says the cure for aging.
Look at Bezos. So he looks like he's actually attempted to pickle himself to live forever.
You notice that, huh? He's starting to look pretty aged.
That's what 23 hours in a vinegar bath does to you every day.
In a vinegar bath, it pickles you.
Don't be drinking MMS and don't be taking any more of those coffee enemas, Jeff. We know you've been taking them.
Oh, my God. It says a number of billionaires are putting their cash to good use by trying to find a cure for aging. They include Jeff Bezos, the world's richest man, who's pumped money into Unity, a California company that hopes to stop the aging process. It's already raised over $116 million in funding as it's trying to find a way to block cells that cause arthritis and loss of sight. PayPal founder Peter Thiel has also plowed cash into Unity, having spoken about finding a cure for aging for years. Most diseases are linked to aging, Thiel said at a web summit in 2016. You have a 1 in 1,000 chance of getting cancer in the next year at age 30, but you have a 1 in 10 chance of getting cancer in the next year at age 80. So we definitely want to find a cure for cancer. Maybe if we find a cure for aging, we cure cancer along the way.
Why not just find the cause of cancer in the first place? And then the need should never arise. But this is something these cats are well chasing. I don't know how far down the line they are. Do you think they've already maybe got a bit of CRISPR stuff going on, Joe? Maybe something in amongst that junk DNA that they've found. Maybe it's like an aging gene, something like that. I dare say that's what they're really looking for, yeah?
Yeah, no, probably so.
There's my man, Musk. Woohoo!
Yeah, now Musk, he says a computer chip in your brain is one of the things you'll do. He reckons that you'll need one strapped to your brain to survive beyond 2100. The billionaire's been developing the technology called Neuralink because he thinks humans must become one with machines in order to survive being replaced by AI. Musk's plans to save the human race involve wiring computer chips into our minds to merge us with AI. He says brain-computer interfaces will turn humans into genius super race. Musk told Axios the long-term aspiration with Neuralink would be to achieve a symbiosis with AI and to achieve a sort of democratization of intelligence, such that it's not monopolistically held in a purely digital form by governments and large corporations. He also said that the technology would involve an electrode to neuron interface at a micro level. This essentially means...
Whoa.
Visitors have collapsed in fear. See link in chat.
I've got the link, Bison. I've got it. I've got the link. On you go, Joe.
Thank you. But this essentially means that the tech would have to be surgically implanted into human skulls. Then, of course, we have apocalypse insurance. And, of course, the end. It can come in many forms. Perhaps the global economy will collapse and it leads to a statewide, worldwide anarchy, or maybe even a global pandemic that'll decimate the population. But wealthy tech moguls are preparing for any such apocalypse by buying island properties, having laser eye surgery, and investing in pimped out nuclear bunkers. Yeah, that's right. Dinner party conversations in Silicon Valley are dominated by talks of society crumbling amid nuclear war and what steps the billionaire elites are taking to avoid the fallout. The New Yorker spoke with Larry Hall, the CEO of the Survival Condo Project, which is a 15-story nuclear warhead silo turned into a luxury doomsday property.
Nice.
So they're going to be. It's funny that the Bible says that the rocks, they'll cry out for the rocks to fall on them in the end days when they're in their caves to kill them, because it'd be that much more preferable.
Get this as well. In 2008, Hall paid $300,000 for the silo, right? But since then, he's spent nearly $20 million pimping it out.
Wow,
dude! Now he sells them $3 million each. That's good money, right? He only spent $300,000 for the silo,
and then $20 million to refurb it. But he's making bank, and he's got himself a place to go.
Yep.
Facebook boss Mark Zuckerberg has bought land on the North Shore of Kauai in Hawaii.
Think he's got like an escape chute that goes underneath the ocean?
Maybe, or maybe even a tunnel. Reid Hoffman buying a house in New Zealand. A lot of people are moving to New Zealand.
Yeah, man.
Then, of course, you've got the young blood transfusions, the Peter Thiel style young blood transfusions. It says here, transfusing blood from young, healthy people, specifically between the ages of 16 to 25. And to those who feel that they're getting on in years could reverse aging, according to some experts. That's not to say it's restricted to the elderly. Anyone age 35 and up is viable for this service. PayPal mogul Peter Thiel had made headlines over the past few years. This is rumored interested in the process, specifically related to a startup company called Ambrosia. This isn't new ground for Thiel, who made investments in several medical research startups looking for ways to extend life via his Breakout Labs fund.
Well, while you're on that one, Joe, right, let me just play this here. It's something I've played on the show before. And you talk about programming, and this comes from the comedy show Silicon Valley. Okay, so we're talking about all these Silicon Valley people in real life.
Sure.
And this is what they're showing you in the programming.
Building this peer-to-peer internet, the paradox that we're up against is that people won't want to participate until the quality is high. And the quality won't be high until the quality won't be high until we have a lot of people opt into the network. So that presents a little bit of a unique.
Continue.
Okay. It presents a
You see what they're doing? He's getting them ready for the blood transfusion.
Yep.
Richard, everything okay?
I don't know. Is it?
Oh, sorry. Guys. Bryce. Guys.
Actually, we've met.
Oh, hey, Donald.
It's Jared now.
So, Gavin, Bryce is...
Very discreet. Keep going. This is great.
Is Bryce your assistant?
No, of course not. He's my transfusion associate.
Which is?
Are you really not familiar with parabiosis?
So there you go, you know, and that there, the guy that's getting the parabiosis, the young blood, his character in the show would be Jeff Bezos type, you know, one of the big head CEOs. And it's basically showing you that at a certain level, at a certain kind of amount of bank, these people, they're just doing it willy-nilly. It's normal for them. In fact, it's weird that people don't know what they're doing, Joe.
Yeah. And could you imagine for a young kid like that, you know, hey, I'm sure they do some sort of testing on him to make sure he's like the perfect candidate.
They probably scare the shit.
Probably makes bank.
Dude, they probably scare the shit out of people. Let's be honest, because we know about that whole adrenalized blood thing. So they probably get more bang for their buck. And I'm sorry if this sounds dark, but I ain't the one doing this. It's these evil bastards that are, you know?
Right, but that's what they're doing. And it's sick. It's twisted. It's very almost, you know, vampire-esque.
Yeah.
And that kind of, you know, it makes you wonder, was there something to that when that was going down, you know, when Dracula was written and it came out? And
I think so.
That whole idea probably came from some sort of ritualistic stuff that went on probably for thousands of years, Kev.
You know how, like, these, even the most kind of out there fictional stories, Joe, especially when you go back in time, you know, I think you find there's a whole heap of truth in amongst it. And like you say there's always kind of double, triple meanings to things. And these bloodsuckers, this kind of a thing that comes to visit you the dark of night, you invite them into your home, things like that. That could really be a metaphor for many, many things, you know.
Many, many things. And then finally, we have digital consciousness. Sam Altman. You might have heard that name before. He's a Silicon Valley billionaire. He's paying the ultimate price for the chance for immortality, and that, of course, is death. Entrepreneur Sam Altman is one of 25 people who've splashed the cash to join a waiting list at Netcomb. It's a startup that promises to upload your brain into a computer to grant eternal life to your consciousness. It's just one huge catch. They have to kill you first.
I remember the first time Scott Lopez read that aloud. He said there's a kind of drawback to this. It's 100% fatal.
It's 100% fatal. That's right. The process, as described in MIT's technology review, involves embalming your brain for it to potentially be simulated later into a computer. The living customer would be hooked up to a machine and then pumped full of Nectome's custom embalming chemicals.
Yum, yum.
Yes, the user's experience will be identical to a physician-assisted suicide. Our mission is to preserve your brain well enough to keep all its memories intact, from the great chapter of your favorite book to the feeling of cold winter air, baking an apple pie,
and that's
or
it, Joe.
having dinner with your friends and family.
That's it right there. They honestly think that consciousness, the soul, is a byproduct of our memories, our life experience. That I'm not saying it is, Joe, but that's what they honestly do think. They think if they can get it right down, if they can get it right down to our very kind of last memory and shove all of that into digital form, just add bing, bada boom, abracadabra, man, it's going to work. Yeah, I don't think it's as simple as that, dude.
I don't either, and that's why they haven't figured it out yet.
But I tell you what, though,
that's simple, you know?
I tell you what, even though we've mapped the brain really, really kind of detailed as far as we have, what do you think is going to happen then when we start to employ AI to look at the neural pathways that are firing, things like that? Do you think that's going to be the next big advancement in our knowledge about the brain?
That's the thing, you know, once you start getting these neural networks to actually dive into that and start...
Yeah, remember, Joe, all those millions of neurons firing? Could
you imagine you just put AI to work to reverse engineer the human brain?
That's it. I mean, you think about, in fact, thinking about this is the perfect task for a quantum computer.
Exactly.
All of these individual neurons firing off out of billions of options and it finding patterns in amongst that. And maybe, well, they will be hoping that's the key to unlocking it all.
Once that technology becomes more affordable and more of these labs gain access to the computing power that's there, I think you're going to see great advancements. As if we haven't seen great advancements already, but could you imagine once quantum computing goes mainstream? It's going to be scary, dude.
Well, IBM, they're talking about it, in 3 years? And they were talking about the gate version, so I think it was about 50-odd qubits. And that's not to be sniffed at, folks. You can't compare that to the 5,000 in the D-Wave because they're doing absolutely different things. So it's like comparing a Ferrari to a wheelbarrow. You just can't compare the two. But definitely very good in their own right. But I've got another story here about AI, Joe. We talk about deep fakes. We talk about the deep fake voices with Joe Rogan. Well, get this, dude, because now... it's not the first time we've heard about something like this, but a new AI generates horrifyingly plausible fake news. Now,
we've seen a lot of these publications go to AI reporters.
Yep, and I'm not sure now. I haven't read this full article. It's only a small article, right? But I know that Elon Musk has open source AI. They had come up with something very similar to this, and he refused to put it online. He refused to let it go out to the public because of its potential for really becoming a problem when it comes to propaganda, fake news. But it says here, meet Grover. In an attempt to prevent AI-generated fake news from spreading across the net, a team of scientists built an AI algorithm that creates what might be the most believable bot-written fake news to date, based on nothing more than a lurid headline. And it says the system Grover can create fake and misleading news articles that are more believable than those written by humans. That's according to research shared to the preprint server you see it there, on Wednesday. That's where you get all these scientific white papers, folks.
Yeah.
Says, we find that best current discriminators can classify neural fake news from real handwritten news with 73% accuracy, assuming access to a moderate level of training data, the researchers wrote in the paper. And counterintuitively, the best defense against Grover turns out to be Grover itself with 92% accuracy. In other words, the algorithm is apparently able to detect AI-written fake news better than any other tool out there. But in the wrong hands, Grover could fill the internet with dangerous propaganda and misinformation.
And because, you could, almost like a bot, right? Because that's what ends up being, is it's a news generating bot. And so now all of a sudden you can flood the internet with all of these AI written stories. And actually, I mean, you could streamline propaganda operations huge with that kind of technology, as if they're not already, Kev. And that's the problem, is how do you know that what you're reading, A, is 100% accurate? Very little of it these days are. They're really, news today is actually more opinion than it is anything else.
Isn't that
because
partly,
everybody's a reporter. Cell phones and social networks have basically made everybody a reporter. As soon as any sort of significant event happens, somebody's there on their cell phone, live streaming it on Facebook or Twitter. You know, so what we do is often provide commentary. You see a lot of commentary and a lot of opinion and analysis, but you're not as heavily reliant on media companies for breaking the news story anymore.
No, when it comes to breaking news, I've said this to you before, I find Twitter a really invaluable tool because you see it breaking, and again, it's from people on the street, on the ground that are there, and not these kind of mainstream media sources that we know lie to us at the best of times. But yeah, this thing here, it's, there's probably lots of fake news generators. They're probably already deployed by some of the social media websites as well. Why do I say that? Because it's inevitable. It makes sense if they're wanting to run simulations as to how effective something like this might be. All they've got to do is feed that onto people's news feeds over on Facebook. All they've got to do is put it onto Twitter, and people will either share it or they'll just scroll past it. And then that's when they can learn and they can see, Joe, just what people go for.
Yeah, no doubt. I've noticed a few of them myself. Either that or the editors are getting pretty sloppy indeed, because I've been noticing a ton.
We've got a brown cow coming in a moment.
No.
Yes, we have. Yes. I think I'm going to have to make that the next.
Hey guys, good show. Yo chat room Wookiees, what it is. Smoke 'em if ya got 'em. When they're done with ya, you'll be composted. Brown chicken, brown cow.
Brown chicken, brown cow. Brilliant. Just again, you don't know how much that helps me, but also the laugh that I get hearing that AI bot say brown chicken, brown cow, that's worth every cent anyway. Yeah. So absolutely brilliant. And if you want to put a super chat in, you can put it in. You just click the kind of $sign on the below the chat room. And you can have your message on the screen as well. There's no time really for me or Joe to censor them. But if anything really dodgy is about to come up, obviously we turn the alert off, Joe. I'm not that much of a rookie, We get 5 seconds before some totally anti-Semitic or Nazi comment gets made,
Yeah, the bot is actually pretty good at censoring.
And me and you, I've noticed me and you, we're almost like silent assassins in the chat room. It might look like we're busy streaming, but we've usually got our sharpened wrench ready to go.
We do.
We take no shit.
No, sir. Nobody stands a chance.
No shit in here. So where next, Joe? We've got a good couple of things up here, man.
So far, so good. Let's see what else we got in the grab bag. Oh, look at here. Charlie Skelton wrote a pretty good piece about what's going on at Bilderberg. And I thought it was a pretty good breakdown of what's going on as far as what Bilderberg is and what it's becoming. Listen to this. It says Silicon Valley in Switzerland, Bilderberg 2019, and the high-tech future of transatlantic power. This is Newsweek. But Charlie Skelton's a great person. He's done a lot of great work. It says here the Americans have come to Bilderberg in force this year. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo arrived on Saturday afternoon in a motorcade so long it stretched halfway back to Geneva. He'll be sharing his thoughts on a new strategic order with the head of NATO, 2 prime ministers, the German foreign minister, the King of Holland, and any number of finance bosses and billionaires, many of them from the world of tech.
A new strategic order, Joe.
That's right. A slew of Silicon Valley luminaries are attending this year's elite transatlantic conference at a heavily guarded 5-star hotel on the shores of Lake Geneva. They include Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, who is making his first appearance at the secretive summit, and fellow Microsoft board member Reid Hoffman, who's a regular face at the Bilderberg buffet. The White House is making itself felt at this year's conference by sending along not only Pompeo, but Trump's deal-making diplomat son-in-law, that's right, Jared Kushner, and 2 members of his National Security Council. And not to be outdone, the Pentagon has sent 2 senior officials, their top military strategist and the technical director for AI.
Now, wait one moment there, Joe. This is normally the time when Jones would be shouting about Logan Acts and people going from, positions.
Very illegal.
Yeah, highly illegal. But of course, remember, because Jared Kushner's going, Jonesy's now telling you that we've now invaded Bilderberg and we've taken it over.
Trust the plan. Trust the plan, Kev. Trust the plan. Now, it says, as the war machine gets smarter and every last bit of weaponry becomes AI enhanced, the lines between Silicon Valley and the Pentagon start to get awfully blurry. Sniff this year's Bilderberg and you can smell this new kind of war. Cyber threats and the weaponization of social media are on the agenda. And around the table are the heads of GCHQ and the director of NATO's new Stratcom Center for Excellence, which spearheads digital engagement and psychological warfare. It's like, but wait, there's more. This blurring of tech and war takes physical form in some of the participants at Bilderberg. Longtime conference insider and former Google CEO Eric Schmidt chairs the Pentagon's Defense Innovation Board and also heads up the new National Security Commission on Artificial Intelligence. 2 other members of the Defense Innovation Board are here in Montreux, Reid Hoffman and the psychologist Adam M. Grant. Alongside Schmidt, on the Bilderberg Steering Committee are yet another 2 tech billionaires, Alex Karp and Peter Thiel. Karp is the CEO of Palantir.
Dude, no. Let's get this right. This is Palantir.
Palantir,
Remember when Trump was over in Saudi Arabia and he had his hands on the big kind of glowing ball, the world, the globe?
Yes.
That was the Palantir ball, and that was because they were at the Palantir Center, or at least they run the software for, get this, the Saudi Arabians have like a worldwide joint terrorism task force. Okay. I know, don't let the fact that most terrorists come from Saudi Arabia get in the way of that. But yeah, that's the whole Palantir thing. They're huge, Joe. They're a company.
Oh, it is huge.
Yeah,
and apparently they've just won a massive $800 million Pentagon battlefield intelligence contract.
Yeah, if anyone's running that sentient world simulation, it's Palantir, yeah.
Right, and they were set up in 2004 by Peter Thiel with backing from the CIA. Now, Thiel, who co-founded PayPal, is the director of Facebook and is high-tech's most vocal supporter of Donald Trump. Truly, it boggles the mind what Donald Trump would think about his poor innocent son-in-law wandering into the murky world of Bilderberg, with its prime ministers and billionaire investors strategizing behind closed doors with the Pentagon officials and NATO chiefs, all under the watchful eye of Goldman Sachs International. And not just Goldman Sachs. In Montreux, as ever, there's a healthy number of high finance bosses, including the chairman of HSBC, Deutsche Bank, and Santander, and the CEOs of AXA and Credit Suisse. But as the movement in Bilderberg towards AI and tech continues, you can see within the group a fault line opening up between Wall Street and Silicon Valley. So a crisis appears to be looming for Bilderberg, and not merely because of the rise in anti-globalization movements and a creeping loss of faith in the EU project. It's a crisis of leadership.
Brown cow. Thank you, Jules. A new member on the channel. We need 9 new members, and we get new members. We'll get the brown chicken, brown cow
the brown chicken
emoji
to go with a brown cow. That's right. So it says here it's a crisis of leadership with Brexit, Frexit, Grexit, and even Polsexit dominoes threatening to fall. Bilderberg needs to gird its loins for the long haul if it wants the transatlantic alliance to thrive and its beloved EU to survive. But who's going to do the girding? The problem Bilderberg faces is a loss of quality of intellectual backbone, with David Rockefeller tucked away since 2017 in his cryogenic pod, and Henry Kissinger knocking on hell's door, you realize that Bilderberg is facing a generational crisis. You might not like or admire Henry Kissinger, and you might want him strung up for war crimes, but you have to admit, ooh, we got some
Jules, thanks for joining. Welcome to Crazy.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Just a Guy. And it goes on with Bilderberg. It says the problem is, of course, you might not admire Henry Kissinger. You might want him strung up for war crimes, but you have to admit he's a heavyweight statesman and a historian. He's a psychopath with a vision. And where would Bilderberg find the serious ideologues to lead them into the 2020s? Should they look to academics? The globalists have their pet professors like Niall Ferguson, now an American citizen, who once described himself as a, quote, fully paid up member of the neo-imperialist gang. But he doesn't have anything like the gravitas to get anywhere near the helm. And if you look around at the current conference for people with enough substance, enough ideological meat on their bones to drive Bilderberg forward, you won't find it in finance, and you certainly won't find it in politics, because for the last few decades, the real smart people have gone into engineering and tech. And that surely is where the center of gravity within Bilderberg will end up. The two figures at Bilderberg who seem to have an aura of influence about them are Schmidt and Thiel. And over the years, Schmidt has been gently aligning himself as the heir to Kissinger and has populated recent conferences with Google executives. The libertarian Thiel has already engineered his lieutenant, Alec Karp, onto the steering committee. So whichever one of them manages to grab the most sway, the shift in influence towards Silicon Valley will inevitably go along with an even further slide of power towards the U.S. and away from Europe. Tech is a force greater even than Kissinger, a radical reconstructive force that nothing in Bilderberg can withstand. And so the future of the group, which was begun by Europeans, will end up firmly in the hands of those pesky Americans. That's right, Hooga. Fucking Booga.
Oh, but it's okay because it's okay, dude. Trump has sent the chosen one, Jared Kushner. We've occupied Bilderberg, dude. It's okay. It's okay.
I never in a million years would have thought that Jared Kushner is the fixer, you know, and that Jared Kushner would be the savior for Alex Jones.
Well,
now,
I don't know what happened, right? I don't know why it didn't come up unless I was in the toilet when
it came up. It came up.
From Just a Guy?
Yep.
Awesome, man. Awesome. This new stream is working. So cool. Oh, I done the 666, is there? Some Illuminati.
No, this is great. I do. I love this this new format, and also the love, peace, and harmony that just effervesces from the chat room.
Well, the chat room are awesome. It says here the Bilderbergs to watch is Marcus Wallenberg. I would mix him up with Marky, like Mark Wahlberg, the guy out of like. And what band was Mark Wahlberg in?
That was Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Not the Funky Bunch. Was it the Funky Bunch? Well, this guy sounds like Marky Mark then, right? But it says here, among the families, hundreds of companies and foundations, Marcus now has a foundation focusing on frequencies. Okay, hang on now. Hang on, I need to check that out.
You check that out. It was Donnie Wahlberg, and it was New Kids on the Block.
Yeah, and Mark Wahlberg was in it as well, dude.
No, Mark Wahlberg is the brother of Donnie Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg was Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Was Marky Mark not in the same band as Donnie Wahlberg in? I thought they were in the same band, dude.
Oh, God, now you got Angela singing this stuff. Now, see what you've done?
I did it my way. See, I know the tunes as well, dude. And
what vibrations.
See the one you like? See Donnie Wahlberg. What band was he in? Right, was Mark not in that? New Kids on the Block, and says the older brother was in.
Donnie Wahlberg.
Right, dude. Hang on. Leave me alone. Frequency.
Yes, his brother was Marky Mark. Yes, we've got that. Oh, sweet Jesus. We're getting into the genealogy of New Kids on the Block.
I'm looking at Marcus.
Is going to go.
I'm looking at Marcus Wallenberg here, and I can't see anything with frequencies. I'll need to check that out. But he's from a prominent Swedish family. Sweden, poor Sweden, man. It's never going to be the same again, dude.
Sweden is the prepper capital of the world, though.
It's also it's shocking to watch Sweden right now. It really is. Pray lawless, man. Pray lawless.
Is it really?
The bits that they show you in the news, yes, and from people that I have got in touch with me, and again, it's only individual people, but they've said, yeah, it's pretty bad, dude. And it's like one of these kind of testing grounds for New World Order agendas, pretty much like Scotland is as well. But,
sounds like my place to be, especially if there's lawlessness. Give it to me.
Well, I don't know, dude. It's wow. I don't know, man. They've taken political correctness and the whole immigration issue and, to a whole new level, dude. Whole new levels, man. Yes.
I say that what we should do is take everybody like that, we round them up and start doing Brazilian bikini waxing.
Oh, dude.
Make that the punishment, right?
Why can't we
do it
just
in the town square?
Strap them to one of those new Omega rockets coming from Northrop Grumman
and an Omega rocket?
Fuck them into orbit.
And we'll Brazilian bikini wax them and send them on their way.
Dude, I'm for it, man. I'm for it.
It's a little more politically correct than lighting their entrails on fire and all that kind of stuff.
I'll probably get a visit from Nicola Sturgeon's brown shirts in the morning. She hasn't got brown shirts yet, but do you think they might even have brown tartan when she launches them? That would look kind of cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think it would look very cool.
Dwarf. Right, so we're looking at the chat room here. Somebody said they're going to send me a link for that frequency thing. I'll try and keep an eye open for that. And mods, if you see that link coming, just let that one come through. Well, there's somebody else I can take my wrench to. Bang. Why do people try that? You're just going to get wrenched in the head, and Google catches you anyway, so quite amusing, Joe. Bash a troll this Sunday. That's what we'll have, man. Here, this is a pretty dodgy story. Never been in this situation. Can you imagine this? But get this, Joe. See, you've now got me at your gutter level of tabloid fucking journalism here, dude.
I love tabloid journalism. Wait a minute, what do we got here? Guy tells girlfriend he slept with her mom after shocking realization on way to meet parents.
Imagine you're on the way. Imagine you're on your way to meet somebody's parents and you're thinking to yourself, holy begoli, I think I recognize the mum. Oh.
Wow, there's a lot of things that says the mirror. Yeah.
That sounds like the kind of plot for a movie that would definitely go along with brown chicken, brown cow.
And quite possibly the worst experience we've ever heard when he went to his girlfriend's home to meet her mom and dad for the first time. Sharing the horrifying story on Reddit, the man explained that he met a woman in a rock bar with a live music and they hit it off. They spent time chatting and exchanged numbers. But after a few texts, things went quiet. But they ran into each other again a week later and started talking again. One thing led to another, and he ended up going back with her to her house and spending the night. He writes, I noticed she was a lot older, maybe around 40, than anyone else I've ever slept with before. I'm 21, so that pretty much doubled my age, but she looked good, so I figured I'd learn a thing or two. And all I've learned now is how to regret more efficiently. A few months later, the man, who didn't share his name, matched with a 19-year-old on Tinder, and they immediately hit it off. They started dating, and things were going well, so she invited him back to her house. He said, as I walked down the street, I noticed it's the same one as my previous bonk. My heart sank when I watched this lovely girl turn to my face and say, this is me, while gesturing to the same door that I went through for a cheap one-night stand. I suddenly see the resemblance. Quickly, I compliment her house and ask her how long she's lived there, grasping at some flimsy straws. My whole life, pretty much. Just my parents, little sister, and the dog, she replied. Understandably, he was completely horrified, and he knew he had to tell her. He goes on. Everyone was home. I knew this. I had to tell her. She was shocked, very shocked, when she realized that I wasn't joking, when I got her mom's name right.
Oh, dear Lord.
She says, I knew she was level-headed from our first few dates, so thankfully she actually understood and didn't attack me for it. We do agree we can't keep seeing each other, duh, but I really did like her, which can be rare for me, so it fucking sucks. She did mention her parents' marriage, and I don't want to ask, but I also don't want to know how the house was free a couple of months ago. All I know is I fucked up. Wow.
I suppose, if he kind of had
his fault.
If he had a chemistry with the mum, then it's only natural there's going to be some kind of chemistry. He didn't know. Damn. He didn't know.
Yeah, but I mean, how is it his fault? That's not his fault.
No, dude, no. Wouldn't say so. But then again, in this world that we live in nowadays, he's probably guilty of some crime that we haven't thought of yet. Probably.
Oh, my God.
But
that's awful.
That's embarrassing. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
I've never quite been in that situation, thankfully.
Same publication. Scientists discover forbidden planet hiding in the mysterious Neptunian desert.
Where have you found this?
I'm going to send you a link, right? I think I sent you the link. I'm going to send it to you again, though, because this is lovely. This is absolutely right up our alley. Here you go. Look at that little artist rendition. Thank you, NASA.
Nice.
Anyway, scientists have discovered a new forbidden planet hiding in the mysterious Neptunian desert. The exoplanet is smaller than Neptune, but around 3 times the size of Earth. Discovered by researchers from the University of Warwick. Its official name, NGTS-4b. They really got to find better names than this.
Yeah, that's pretty shit.
They nicknamed it the Forbidden Planet due to the fact that it's the first of its kind that's been known to be found in the Neptunian desert. The Neptunian desert is the region close to stars where no Neptune-sized planets are found. This area receives strong irradiation from the star, meaning planets don't retain their gaseous atmosphere. But NGTS-4b still has its atmosphere of gas. This suggests that the planet may have only moved into the Neptunian desert recently, because that's what they do. So Joe,
hey,
this looks like a good place.
Where's
there,
this
Steve?
from? How far away is it? Where is it?
See, Doctor. It says here.
It's not our solar system. So
No. This is an exoplanet in another solar system.
They should have called it
but
Crispy,
they call that
right?
region. They call that region by a star the Neptunian desert, which is See, I thought that too. Like, oh my God, it's Planet X. It's coming. No, it's not like by Neptune. It's
why don't they just call it like the roast your balls off region?
Yeah, like it's hot.
Yeah, the uninhabitable. You know what I mean?
Like it doesn't matter if it's a gas giant or anything. Atmosphere. It's like Mercury, right? Mercury's there. Does it have an atmosphere? I don't think so. Mm-hmm. And if it does, it's real small.
Right. We've got this link from the listener about this Wallenberg character, the Bilderberger, Joe. Let's paste this up and see what it's saying here. Okay, then. Aeronautical and Vehicle Engineering. The Marcus Wallenberg Laboratory for Sound and Vibration Research. That does sound good. I mean, this is the kind of thing, without going into it, that I think me and Joe would put forward as a potential for levitating stones and things for building pyramids and shit, right? Just saying. But it says here, when in 1974, the industrialist Marcus Wallenberg retired as chairman for Atlas Copco, the board of directors decided to honor him by a donation to KTH in the name of Marcus Wallenberg. The donation would constitute the economic foundation for a new department, the first of its kind in Sweden, in the field of sound and vibration and machinery acoustics. The Department of Technical Acoustics was started in 1977, and the first holder of the chair was Goran Gadfelt. Now, in the early 1980s, the department had a staff of just 5 people, and in 1987, the professor chair was taken by Anders Nielsen. It keeps going down here. In 1993, the Technical Acoustics was merged with the divisions of Naval Architecture, Railway Technology, and Vehicle Engineering to form the Department of Vehicle Engineering. And at the time, Technical Acoustics received a donation from the Knut and Alice Wallenberg Foundation for the building of new laboratory facilities, establishing the Marcus Wallenberg Laboratory for Sound and Vibration Research. That's something we're going to have to probably take a look into. That sounds pretty cool, Joe. Sound and vibration research.
Sounds like a lot of the tech that was used by like pre-flood antediluvian stuff.
Yep, ancient shit, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're into a bit of that. We could fire up Google Earth before we disappear today, because I found some crazy stuff on Google Earth. If you want to have a look
let's
at
do that. And then, but I also want to point out, with the crazy weather going on over in India, India passed 50 degrees Celsius.
Whoa, you what?
Yeah, no doubt, man. Heat wave and temperatures got to 50.6 degrees Celsius or 123 Fahrenheit in Rajasthan, desert city of Churu on Saturday. Let's see here. Yeah, northern India, 122 degrees Fahrenheit. Unrelenting heat wave triggered warnings of water shortages and heat stroke. Yeah. Last year, I know they were talking about the heat getting so bad that it was melting the asphalt roads.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're going to do some Google?
Yep. I'm just getting it up right now, dude. Give me 2 seconds. And we've got it down here. Take that away. Look at that. Look at that, Joe. There it is, man. There it is. See?
Oh, lovely.
See? All good in the hood. We're getting it going on here on the live stream. But no, I was looking through some places today and looking for some crazy kind of Google
so you
Earth
bookmark
stuff.
some stuff or what?
Sorry. Yeah, I've bookmarked a whole heap of things, dude. A couple of things are a bit weird. A couple of things I've seen before. But a couple of funny ones as well, obviously.
Yep,
But we'll start with this one here then. Just take a look at this, and there's an article to go
I'm
with
getting
it.
motion sick. Blech.
Yes. Yeah, there we go. This is in the Egyptian desert. See the kind of rings there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's just a mysterious pattern. It didn't have any explanation for what it was or anything. It could be like almost
hanging out there.
It could be test drilling sites or something, Joe. I don't know, Core.
Pretty symmetrical for something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty weird, right?
Yeah.
So that was one I found on there. And there's a lot of these kind of petroglyphs, weird markings on the ground. But this one here, I've seen this one before, but it's good to kind of bring up. Kind of weird one. Over in the US this time. This one should jump out right away when you see it. Well, we're not quite the right angle, but as you can see there, interesting kind of shape, that building.
Oh, yeah, look at that swastika. That's that swastika in San Diego.
Is that what it is, Joe?
Yeah, it's like a barracks or something like that.
Yeah, it's definitely a military anyway. There we go. Look at that. Joe knew where he was. Yeah. It was pretty weird, man. You'd think, though, like, as an architect, you'd probably try to avoid that shape.
Yeah, or you're doing it as like a joke. We'll show them.
Paying homage. This one, like this next one here, I don't think I'm buying this. You'll see why in a minute. It says it's a buffalo herd that's been caught, but when you see this, I don't know, dude. There's something wrong with this. Far wrong. Look at that.
What is that?
Watch. Look. So you've got this big bit. Look right in the middle. Look, this place here. You zoom out, find out where we are. I know it's a big zoom out, but so we're near the equator. We're in Tanzania, right?
Oh, Tanzania. Well, I would expect a herd of buffalo out.
Yeah, but not to appear like this. Like somebody's like stitched it into Google Earth.
Well, they probably stitch it over like that's probably like an intergalactic spaceport that they put.
You think it's a
We're
portal?
not supposed to see, and then they just overlap some elk and what do they call those big antelopes with the big old antlers on them or whatever?
Dude, I don't know. It just looks like somebody's cut that out and put it in there.
Yeah, no, there's no moose in Africa. Yeah, we don't have this crazy moose. They're migrating to the plains of Tanzania.
There we go. This is a crazy one. This is quite a weird one. Not sure if this is a natural formation or if this was done. You'll see. No, not this one, in fact. But look at this. This is the middle of Arizona. It's called Whitman.
A road to nowhere.
Whitman, Arizona.
Yeah, but it's like a road to nowhere.
Yeah,
Look at
it's
that.
just weird, isn't it?
Just a triangle out in the
some
middle of
size,
nowhere.
dude. Yeah, it's some size because look, there's a town there. Pretty big.
Very interesting indeed.
Then we've got this one. This is the weird one. It's quite interesting.
It's not too far away either, huh?
Check out that thing, man. You see the face?
Total coinky dink.
Is that pareidolia? They call it the Badlands Guardian.
Is it? How would they know? Unless you have an aerial view of it. Right?
True.
So who's they? And how do they know that it's the Badlands Guardian?
You see, this probably goes back to some...
like Indian type of lore, if you will.
Yeah, but
again, you know, like, okay,
but
so
again, Joe, how did they see it from?
how did they see it? Right,
yeah, how
exactly.
did they get? Like, did they have like balloons or aircraft of that time? Not that we're told about.
Not that we're told about.
No. So that's pretty cool.
But that's not to say they don't.
No.
Or maybe they astral projected themselves up into the atmosphere.
What's it say here? It doesn't have anything coming up for it. I'll see what it says about this place because it's quite cool. The Badlands Guardian. It's a geomorphical feature located near Medicine Hat in the southeast corner of Alberta, Canada. Viewed from the air, the feature has been said to resemble a human head wearing a full indigenous type of headdress facing directly westward. See, that's quite interesting, the fact that they've got the kind of... it just happens to naturally... I'm not saying there's anything natural, but I think there's something kind of built about this, but just happens to face to the cardinal point,
Yep,
west.
it is, dude. Not saying that it's not. I'm just saying, wow, because the people that would have come up with that, how did they see it?
Exactly, man. So then we've got... says here, what else does it say? It was only discovered in 2005, Joe. On Google
that makes
Earth.
sense. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll let them off with that one then. So where's this one? This is just a weird one. This is another one that looks like it's almost as if Firefox might have paid Google Earth to shove this in here. Because look at that, it's just a field, right? Then you start to scroll it. Oh, look. And then you get the Firefox logo.
Like, okay, who's kissing ass there?
Exactly, dude. So, I mean, like, that's definitely advertising of some kind. I'm convinced of it. And we'll come down to this next one. We'll check out this. And, folks, there's probably a whole heap of other cool things on Google Earth. This was just a list of things I found today. But how cool is that? That's the guitar forest, they call it. That is pretty damned cool. If Johnny Whistles could see that, he would absolutely love that. Somebody says Quetzalcoatl. Indeed. Indeed. The Nazca lines. Well, we've got some of the petroglyphs and things coming up. Got some weird stuff as well. Where are we here now? This was what I couldn't figure out. And this is back up in, I think it's either Arizona or Nevada. We'll take a scroll out and have a look. Check that out, folks. So we'll scroll out. We'll see where we are. Just to make sure I'm in the right place. Nevada. So, I mean, wasn't there like testing grounds in Nevada and things? This could have some military kind of purpose to it, I would imagine. Again, it's pretty huge, pretty big. Pretty strange, right? And then think of what happens after maybe a couple of 100 years when, like, you've had all the kind of dust and things blowing over that. Will you have people looking at it, finding it a couple of 100 years from now, thinking, what the hell was that all about? Just like we do with the Nazca lines. So, yeah, it's a bit weird, that one. There's one in Nevada, Joe. Strange one here. Probably not so strange. Looks like some kind of military targeting thing in Nevada.
Wow, is that like a bomb target?
I don't know. That's what I'm thinking, dude.
That's a kind of an interesting thing to put like a bomb target out there in the middle of nowhere. But then again, you'd expect it, I guess.
I was saying, though, in a couple of 100 years, some topsoil, some dust on it, people will come, they'll uncover it, and they'll be like the Nazca lines, right? They'll be like, what the hell were these people up to?
Or some kind of ley line. It must be an energy transmission device.
And we've got, if I come down here, we have got, yes, this is a weird one. I think we're going to China this time. This is one that's probably quite famous, quite popular. What the hell is that?
Wow.
Yeah, just out in the middle of absolutely nowhere. That's
just
big.
Like trails or roads?
Yeah, when that first came on the internet, there was a lot of people saying it was like they were lining it up over like city maps and things like that, almost like maybe the Chinese were planning some kind of bombing. See the range, the effect. I don't think there was any satisfactory kind of explanation that came out for that one, to be honest with you. Now, we've got another strange symbol here. We're going back to Nevada again. Something about Nevada, Joe. Something about it, dude. Check that out.
What is that?
That looks very, very magic, occultish.
Cultish, or like even
you got 6 pointed,
like Indian, some sort of Indian, some type of like a worship, like a sacred ground. I don't know. I mean, California, Nevada.
There's a good one, Joe. Sorry, but Astro Zombie says image is used to zero out satellite cameras. Now that one over in China, I can see how that probably they could use that for something like that. Definitely. I don't know whether, again, I just don't think we've had a right definitive explanation. So it could be for that kind of thing. But that's weird, right?
Yeah, that almost looks like some sort of like an ancient Indian type of thing. But of course it may not be. I don't know. Could be, like you said, something. It's a satellite calibration device.
No, I think the person was meaning remember the one over in China with the roads? That kind of thing, the lines that we'd seen just before that. I think that's the one they were meaning was possible calibration. That one.
Yeah, that there I could definitely see, Kev.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, again, we don't know. But we've got other ones here. We've got, I think this is China again. Look, something similar, not far away.
How bizarre.
In the middle of like a desert.
Yeah, in the middle of nowhere.
But there's nothing there. Look at it. Absolutely nothing, folks. And then you scroll down and you've got this weird bit beside it as well. It's almost like they've blanked.
A lot of weirdness and craziness on the Google Earth.
It's almost like something's been blurred out there, isn't it?
And just singing bad songs to our words. She's losing it slowly.
That's all good. There's another one. I think we have to come.
That just looks some sort of rock formation.
Yeah. But wait, you see this, dude? There it is there. Look. Big giant. See it? Looks like one of these ancient alien kind of carvings, man.
Yeah.
That's in Chile. We've got a super chat.
There's a lot of that there.
We've got a super chat coming in a moment.
Down in South America, yeah.
Just a guy, you are awesome, dude. Honestly.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Great show, dudes. Gotta bounce here. BB King and bonfire time. Don't live in fear and attack your day. Love y'all.
I like that. BB King for barbecuing. That's cool. BB King. But yeah, that's pretty cool, Joe. I mean, what were these people? What kind of entity were they trying to draw there, dude? Doesn't look like anything from down here, man.
The Chitahuri.
The Chekahuri? The blue Chekahuri?
The blue chicken hurry.
Blue Chekahuri. No, dude. So that's quite weird. That's quite an interesting one. I like that. Let's see now. Let's see. This is quite almost dark, weird, macabre. There we go. That there's actually a memorial for a flight that went down, Joe.
Oh, yeah, I did. I saw that one.
Yeah, that's quite weird, huh?
Yeah, why are they doing that from space? Who can see it?
Yeah. You see, that's the weird
shit. It's desert.
Yeah. That's quite weird, but...
Just bizarre.
Now, there's nothing weird about this next location. I just think it's absolutely cool, and we could probably do a full show on the woo out of Ayers Rock, over in Australia.
Yeah.
The Aborigines, the dream time, the dreamland, things like that, dream world. Dude, are they not like the oldest kind of civilization on Earth?
I think they're one of them.
Yeah, I think they are. And they get treated, from what I've seen anyway, I'm not in Australia, but they get treated like second, third class citizens, dude. That's disgusting,
Yeah, it is disgusting.
We used that place as like a prison colony over a couple of hundred years
That's right,
ago.
Captain Cook.
Yeah. And I mean, now look, in that short space of time, you're talking about people that have been for there tens of thousands of years, possibly hundreds of thousands of years. And that's how they get treated. That pisses me off, dude. And of course, over there as well.
There's one. That's one.
You've got Pine Gap.
Truth.
You've got Pine Gap as well, right? In Australia, that's like Pine Gap. Hang on.
Oh, you have that there?
Yeah, I'll have it here. We'll be able to pull it up. Here we go. This is the NSA Australia, their big listening post.
Oh, wow. So they actually have it on Google Earth.
Oh, yeah, dude. I'm sure they haven't got all of it, but you can pretty much guess that a lot of your communications has been routed through there and been spied on in there. Big time.
Absolutely.
Have you ever seen that?
That's where the Australian AI. Oh, good day, mate.
Have you ever seen that show Pine Gap on Netflix?
No,
Joe?
never.
That's a good one. Pretty good show, yeah. Pretty good show. Got another couple of places here we can look at. This is just a weird one. Somebody has got the bat signal on their roof, dude. We'll need to go in a bit closer here. Batman.
Shitty bat signal.
It's a shitty bat signal, but it's a bat signal all the same, dude. You know what I mean?
Oh my gracious.
Yeah, so that's pretty weird. And we can go to our favorite place in the world. If it has it. We often end up talking about this place, Joe. That does make you kind of nauseous. Gobekli Tepe.
Gobekli Tepe.
Now look at that. Look at that.
Boy.
And I take it this bit in the middle here is like the center it's been excavated. That's crazy, dude. And they reckon that's only, 10% of the actual place?
Yeah.
So you're probably talking about all around here, full of structures as well, right? Much of that hill's even natural, I'm starting to think then. Did they just cover in like a metropolis?
Like it's a big, I was just going to say that. It's probably like a big metropolis. Ange asked, are we astral projecting to all these places? I'm like, no, it's Google Earth.
Don't say that. What's this?
But she says it's pretty much what you're doing.
Look at that.
I guess you're right.
That looks like it could be some kind of dig site as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, maybe.
So yeah, pretty cool, dude. Pretty
cool stuff.
Yeah. Yep, there
well,
you go, man.
I say we see what the chat room has to say and then wrap it up.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. One last place I want to go and take a look at, though, for anyone who wants to dig into somewhere that's full of woo, you have to go to Kazakhstan. And
yes,
and it's now, look at that. No, look at it now, Joe. It's now called Nur Sultan, the new
that's right. Yeah,
king.
they changed the name of it.
Yeah, this place here, folks, this is like a Freemasonic wet dream.
It is.
When it comes to symbology.
Yeah, New World Order Mecca.
Yeah, it's big time, isn't it, Joe?
Yeah.
You've got the pyramid where the government's going to sit, where you've got look at this micro district.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
That sounds very smart city-ish. So yeah, check that place out, folks, and we'll go to the chat room now. We'll see what's happening in there. What's happening, Joe? Anything interesting? Zahi Hawass does not approve. Zahi Hawass is an absolute loonball. He is the keeper of secrets, or at least he used to be, because he was the Egyptian kind of antiquities minister. And more recently, he's been working with the Scan Pyramids project. And what's happened to them?
Right.
Yeah, but what's happened to them, Joe? Because they came on the scene with a lot of big claims about the new void in the pyramid, and then
what do you know? Nada. Niet.
They end up employing Zahi Hawass, and what happens? we get absolutely niente.
Yeah.
Niente, man.
Zawi Hawass. He's the biggest con man on the face of the earth.
Will I just bring this up here? Browser. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm talking about. That void. There's a void just up to the right of the little chamber there.
Yeah.
They've never told us what that was, dude. Never.
Because there's nothing in it. That's why. It's a bunch of bull. And even if there was, we'd never know. Why? Zawi Hawass.
But yeah, well, yeah, true. Jinky's like, we used to call him Indiana Jones, but is he more like 00?
No,
Egyptian?
he was like the villain that always stole Indiana Jones's stuff. You know, Indiana Jones did all the work, and then he came in and just took it every time until his face melted off when he looked at the Ark.
Somebody's asking, have you ever done a show about Dune, the deep underground neutrino experiment? We've spoke about it. I remember speaking about that with Anthony Patch before, with you as well, Joe. We've spoke about that before. Yeah, that's quite cool, the whole neutrino thing. That's like one of the hardest things in the world to detect. How far underground are they? It's like they're almost at the core. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy stuff, man. So what else we got happening in the chat room? 12 years ago, the world entered, 12 years ago. That sounded interesting, and I bloody well lost it, Joe.
I didn't see what you were looking at.
It was in the chat room.
Yeah, it's hard for me to follow. I can't follow that stuff when it gets moving.
Oh, man. It looked like it was good. Somebody said that's how Native Americans are still treated. Yeah, disgusting. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. What else we got? Check out the spacecraft off the island in southeast of Antarctica. Well, there's a really there's a picture that goes around of a spacecraft in Antarctica that was originally circulated by Jordan Sather. Actually comes from a movie. And the people to see about that one is Brad Olson and Ryan Gable. So that they'll be able to fill you in on social media. They've got the same picture. I'm not sure if it's the one. You know the one that's got almost like a circle, Joe? Like it's under the ice. There's like a crack in the ice and there's like almost...
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's an infamous picture, but it's been debunked, so... I'm just looking down here. The void is full of banana pudding. That'd be lovely, man. Ancient druidic pagan spellcasting is literally on par with ancient Sumerian magic for its evil and power to open demonic portals and curse people. Worst of the worst. And that was from Dick Richards. And he says it's called The Thing.
The Thing.
The Thing. That sounds like a book, dude. That sounds like a good
movie. It was a movie, The Thing.
I was going to say that was a really good movie, actually, The Thing. I've never heard of that before. Oh, yeah, he says it's the best movie ever. Awesome. The Thing, Another World. I'm waiting for Toth's spacecraft to be found.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that'll happen.
The enamel tablets of tooth.
The enamel tablets of tooth.
The enamel incisors of tooth. We heard a lot about that, didn't we, Joe?
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day.
Too much.
The Thing, great movie. I think that's the message to take away from almost...
It is, the tooth and nothing but the tooth.
90 minutes of live streaming. We're out of here. But remember, folks, The Thing is the movie to watch. No, I want to thank all of you for being here. I want to thank everyone that supported us in the chat tonight. All you members as well. We'll be back on KBS and the Joker link this week. Don't know what's happening guest-wise yet, but we will have something fabulous lined up. Remember to keep it real. Check out my good friend Unirock, Roosevelt Media, Glow2, Dodger. I'm going to insult... I'll obviously annoy somebody, Joe, because I always leave somebody out. Joelbot, check him out as well. And I'll probably catch you all over on Uni's stream later. So remember, check out tfrlive.com. That's where you find me and Joe usually. Until next time, I will leave you with Joe's favourite music. Look up, come on, Joe, dance for us, man. Or at least give us the robot face, the sex doll face. Come on, dude. That could be a vajankle face.